Are the Toronto Maple Leafs on the brink of a major shift? Fans have been buzzing with speculation about whether a key change in leadership is on the horizon. With the team struggling to find its rhythm, could the pressure finally be mounting for a new direction behind the bench? As we dive into the latest updates, one thing is clear. The urgency for improvement is palpable, and every moment counts. Make sure to subscribe and hit that like button to stay in the loop as we navigate these critical developments surrounding our beloved Leafs. As we dive into the heart of this current Maple Leaf season, the tension is palpable, and the questions are swirling. Toronto is grappling with its recent performance, sitting at 5-4-1 over the last 10 games. Fans are understandably frustrated, especially with the team now in third place in the Atlantic Division. The opportunity to take the top spot from the Florida Panthers slipped away, and eyes are turning, once again, to the head coach Craig Berube. So why exactly are fans feeling this way? I get it. There's a lot of chatter about whether Berube is the right fit for this team. It's a sentiment that echoes through the halls of Scotiabank Arena and beyond. Tyler Yaremchuk and Matt Larkin from Daily Faceoff have weighed in, and their insights are crucial. Yaremchuk posed a vital question. Is it time to reconsider Berube's role, or should our focus shift to the core players on this roster? After all, teams like Tampa Bay and Pittsburgh have won multiple cups with their stars under the same coaching regime. Should we really be looking for a new captain at the helm? Larkin offered an interesting perspective, pointing out that Berube's style is a more conservative north-south approach, aimed at simplifying the game. But here's the kicker. While that might sound good on paper, the defensive stats just aren't backing it up. If we're shifting to a more conservative style, and still aren't tightening up defensively, what's the real benefit? It's a valid critique and one that resonates with many of us who've followed this team through thick and thin. And let's be honest, when the Leafs play with that high-octane, free-flowing style, they truly shine. There's something magical about seeing our skilled players utilize their talents without the weight of overly structured play holding them back. It's like watching a symphony when they're in sync, and right now, they seem to be playing a bit too rigidly. But here's where I see a crucial pivot point. We can talk about Berube's approach, but the real question is whether any of this will translate into playoff success. This is the heart of the matter for us fans. Are we going to see a better, more cohesive team when the stakes are highest? That's what we're all hoping for. The potential is there. After all, we're talking about one of the biggest teams in NHL history, full of talent and grit. As passionate fans, it's our duty to dissect these moves and their implications on our dreams for the season. The decisions made today impact our hopes for tomorrow. Do you believe this is the right direction for our Leafs? Honestly, I'm torn. I want to believe that Berube's experience can make a difference, but I also worry that we might be missing the mark with our approach. And you, what do you think? I want to hear your opinions down below. Are we seeing the right changes, or should we be calling for something more radical? The comments section is open for your takes. The recent struggles of the Toronto Maple Leafs have left fans feeling uneasy, and it's hard not to feel that familiar knot in our stomachs. We've seen this story before, haven't we? 7 games without a win in regulation is a tough pill to swallow, especially for a team that was just a week ago in the conversation for a division title. Now, they're teetering on the edge of wildcard territory, and it's safe to say things have gotten tough for Craig Berube and his squad. What's been at the heart of the Leafs' issues? Frustration has mounted over their inconsistent offense. At one point this season, the Blue Liners weren't producing enough, and now there's a glaring lack of depth scoring. A big concern is Captain Austin Matthews, who has only found the back of the net 3 times in his last 10 games. As fans, we know how crucial he is to this team's success, so seeing him struggle is disheartening. But here's the kicker. The losses aren't happening because of a lack of scoring. In fact, during this 7-game stretch, the Leafs are averaging over 3 goals per game, enough to win most nights in the NHL. The real problem lies on the defensive end, where they are allowing an alarming average of 4.29 goals per game. That simply won't cut it in any playoff race. So, where exactly are these collapses happening? Most recently, the Leafs lost an important divisional matchup against the Ottawa Senators, conceding 4 goals while goaltender Anthony Stolarz put in a less-than-stellar performance. It was particularly telling to see how they struggled to transition the puck out of their zone and execute plays effectively. Berube pointed out that they lost crucial battles at the blue line, emphasizing the need for urgency and attention to Detail, and he's right. This team needs to start winning those battles. The statistics paint a grim picture. The Leafs averaged nearly 10 giveaways in their defensive zone over a recent 10-game stretch, and their total giveaways during that period stood at an alarming 99. In stark contrast, they've managed only 5 takeaways in their game against the Senators. These numbers highlight a lack of defensive discipline that has plagued them lately. Defensively, the team ranks 26th in the league for giveaways in their own zone, which shows how much this team has changed from the playoff favorites they were just weeks ago. Injuries have piled up, and it feels like the chemistry that once propelled this team is slipping away. As for their shot-blocking prowess, the Leafs have fallen from 9th to 11th in the league in terms of blocks over the last 20 games. Chris Tanev's absence has been felt, but it's time for other players to step up. Remember how effectively they blocked shots earlier this season? They need to find that rhythm again. The statistics on high-danger chances allowed are staggering. The Leafs have given up the 11th most high-danger opportunities this season, and that number has skyrocketed to 4th in the league over the last 20 games, with 85 chances given up. In the last 10 games, they're even worse, sitting 3rd in the league for allowing high-danger chances. It's evident that defensive breakdowns are rampant, and it's not just the defenders' fault. The forwards need to do their part too, but more often than not, they're leaving the defense out to dry. And let's not ignore the goaltending situation. Both Stolarz and Joseph Woll have faced heavy workloads, and the results haven't been pretty. Stolarz' numbers reflect a goaltender struggling under the pressure, with an .876 save percentage in his last 5 games. Woll isn't far behind, with an .81 save percentage. These numbers are a far cry from what we expect from our goalies, especially in crucial moments. We're witnessing a perfect storm of issues. Matthews' injury, shaky goaltending, and a defense that's lost its way. If this team can't find a way to tighten up defensively, it's going to be a long road ahead as they look to secure a playoff spot. It's not just about scoring, it's about having a solid structure defensively, especially as we head into the stretch run of the season. Matthews himself acknowledged the importance of these games, stating, "We need to understand that all these games, especially against some of the teams we're facing, will feel like playoff games. If they can't win these crucial matchups now, what makes us think they'll be able to perform when the stakes are even higher in the playoffs?" So, where do we go from here? As a passionate fan, I have to ask, do you think this is the right path for the Leafs? Honestly, I'm torn. I want to believe they can turn things around, but the consistency has been lacking. And you, what do you think? I want to hear your opinions down below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to stay updated on all things Toronto Maple Leafs. And remember to activate the notification bell to get all the latest updates. Let's keep the conversation going, because this team